or lead to hospitalization, disability, or death, such as injection reactions and infections, including respiratory, skin, herpes, and PML. PML, a rare brain infection, can occur. You'll be tested for Hep B as it could come back and cause serious liver problems. Other serious side effects may include increased risk of cancer, including breast cancer, colitis, and decreases in immunoglobulins. Ask your doctor about starting or switching to
cooked. I mean, absolutely cooked. This is amazing news. Level Grind is going to be rookie, starter, veteran, and legend once again with 5-tier structures. At each tier, players can unlock different rewards ranging from cap breakers, boosters, animations, VC, and more. Earn your place in 2K26 and accumulate enough to achieve legend status. So we just talked about yesterday how they were saying that there's other places you can earn cap breakers, not just the legend grind, not just from the season pass, not just from the build specialization, but now we know there's 2 different areas, the crew and the challenges, which we haven't got to yet. But check this out. Pro-Am Summit is twice a season. Teams in the city will come together for the Pro-Am Summit to compete in 3v3 and 5v5 events. The Pro-Am Summit will happen every 3 weeks, with competitive play happening on Saturday and Sunday of Summit weekend. The first one will be on September 21st, 22nd. To qualify, all your teams need to do is play 10 Pro-Am games together in the weeks leading up to the next Summit. During the Summit weekend, each game your team plays is scored based on the outcome in your performance. The leaderboard ranks each team by the sum of your 5 highest game scores from the weekend. The top 5, top 10, top 50, top 100. Teams will each receive the elite reward picked for the best organized teams in the city. So they showed us the reward. It's going to be like 99 Gatorade in each category, 99 skill boosts. You get a player banner. So basically what they did was, as you guys know, they added a little bit more rewards with the skill boost and the Gatorade. But putting down this year for being in the top 5 gives you an animated player banner. So they kind of moved that over to Pro-Am and made it mean something. But I don't really care for this event. It's the first one where I'm like, it is what it is, because if you just read it, it's basically the top 5 event that they have in Rec every year, except for it's going to be in Pro-Am. So hopefully they ban a lot of these people that are cheating and stuff, but at the same time, who knows how you can even win it. So Street Ball was changed up, and even Street Ball has its own reward system as well, which is just crazy to me. They put it into the city as well, where you guys, it's just, you're not gonna have to run far out to go do it. Now, here's the challenges. And the challenges are just mind-blowing. You get up to 5 million BC, all right?
Make a move. I dare you.
With Green, you can protect your home or anywhere. Learn more. It says there's always something to do in 2K26.
WWE Clash in Paris 2025 takes place on Sunday. 5 matches currently announced for the card. Go.
Stop playing, bro. Oh, dude.
Go figure. To the VPLE in 2025, we're going to make some predictions for how things could unfold at this particular PLE. Let's start with the most recent addition to the card. Becky Lynch is going to defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella. These two had a very interesting war of words over the past, month or so now, I guess, and got a little personal between these two. And I think it's one where clearly they was sort of headed in this point. We mentioned last month, if you go back to July, who knows kind of what the initial plans were going to be for Nikki Bella and how that was thrown off back when Morgan got injured. It seemed like they were definitely headed towards something with Nikki and Liv, whether that was the tag team match with Liv and Raquel against the Bella Twins in Evolution, or just a simple one-on-one match between Liv and Nikki. Something was set, right? But then injury kind of derails things. We've had Nikki Bella kind of in a waiting, holding pattern, I guess you could say. And now, get to Becky Lynch here. And again, the man initially decided to do this way, but this is the next step for her. And now we see, and she wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I think for this one, you know, a lot of the focus is going to be on just how good is this match, right? Because it is Nikki stepping into a pretty high-profile spot here against the man, and I keep saying I think Becky Lynch is doing some of the best work of her entire career right now. And I know she reached a level that perhaps no one has reached in WWE on the women's division whenever she made them in WrestleMania, and kind of the height that she reached when she had that initial burst of popularity several years ago. But right now, just in terms of her actual work, both on the mic, both in the ring, she's been fantastic. And I don't think WWE is going to be taking the title off of her anytime soon. Right now, I think they're going to be waiting, and who does that? David Bailey, who kind of has, we know, kind of a pretty interesting situation going on right now with all these videos they're doing with her. Can't be Lyra Valkyria, because she can't challenge Becky as long as she's the champion. But you would think Becky's going to eventually move back into the women's world title picture at some point, but not right now. My prediction, Becky Lynch gets a big win over Nikki Bella here. And what's next for Becky, we'll find out maybe coming out of this. All right, to the old-fashioned Donnybrook match, the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match between Sheamus and Rusev. These two are finally going to settle the score here. And is it going to be a banger? Prediction, it's going to be a banger, because these two, I think, will beat the hell out of each other. And that's no surprise, because every match they've had so far has been very hard-hitting. And, you know, I think it is something where, you know, speaking of the Intercontinental Championship, these are two guys that I think are sort of, you know, kind of intriguing spots in their WWE careers right now. We know Rusev made his return not long ago, and we know that kind of for him it feels like, okay, it's sort of just been go out, showcase your initial strength. You know, he's facing Tozawa, and they have the match with Otis, I think, and just kind of have some of that stuff to kind of get out of what sort of reestablish that this is his dominant piece, right? Well, then he gets into, you know, the feud with Sheamus, and these two, of course, just they have the chemistry because they've known each other forever, they've worked with each other way back when in WWE, and so you got no issues with that. But I think it is a matter of what level do they see a Rusev at, right? Coming out of this, what level does he go to? Does he go into the Intercontinental title picture? Does he eventually be someone that is in the World Heavyweight Championship type picture? I think that, to me, is probably, you know, the most compelling thing coming out of whatever happens here, is what's next for both of these guys. And I did throw Sheamus in there for a reason, because we know that Sheamus, the one story they still kind of have with him, is chasing that elusive Intercontinental Championship. And I think you could definitely get there at some point with Sheamus, where he finally does win the title. And again, that kind of feels like the level that you're going to see Sheamus at, you know, for a while. I don't know that Sheamus is going to be in the World Heavyweight title picture or anything like that, but that's probably the best story for him. I think coming out of this, for Rusev, I think it's a little bit more unknown. Again, what level do they see him at, and where do you kind of move him next? Or could he be in a feud with someone, perhaps, that is one of the losers in the World Heavyweight Championship match, which is have them kind of have a one-on-one program with one of those guys after the potential option. And some other things as well, but yeah, I think this is, you know, kind of something where it's a big match for both men, but my prediction is that Rusev reigns supreme here and gets the win, because I think they probably do, at least right now, maybe see a bit of a higher ceiling for Rusev in terms of how they want to keep him moving forward, but exactly what that looks like. Because, like I said, right now, he's just kind of
down the breakaway slam. Good fast-paced play there. It's much easier to find a shot when you beat the defense back. Here's Adebayo. And Adebayo slams it in. Dunked by Adebayo. He knows there's little the defense can do once he's elevated. Whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. It's his first foul of the game.
It's been a slow burn. There's a lot of things that are going to be. It's a slow burn to see what's next for Rusev, but I think he gets kind of the win here to cap off this rivalry between these two. All right, two of the singles matches. We know very high profile in this one, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what main events the show. I don't think it's going to be this one. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, with everything on the line here. And by everything, I mean the Shula Fala perhaps the name of the tribal thief, all kinds of stuff on the line in this big match. And again, it's a match that's been built off of a man stealing another man's sneakers. And that's good enough for me. In professional wrestling, there's been a lot sillier stuff that people have fought over in a professional wrestling ring. But I think, as we've said before, we've talked about kind of the direction for Roman Reigns too. What does it look like for him over the next 6 months, 8 months as you head into WrestleMania 42? I've told you guys, you can check out the video we've done here on the channel about how I still think that one of your likely options could be Reigns versus Rollins at WrestleMania 42 as one of your main events on those 2 nights in Vegas. And I think to get there, it may be something where they're kind of setting up the gauntlet of division, right? Where it is Reigns going to have to go through Bronson Reed. And then maybe he's going to have to go through Braun Breaker at some point. Although I've mentioned my reasons why before, I think Braun Breaker beating Roman Reigns when they do have that eventual one-on-one match would not be the worst idea, because that sort of establishes Breaker into a next sort of tier where everybody already sees the potential, and to get there, a win like that would sort of be your career-defining win at this point for Braun Breaker. But I do think now that they're doing this with Reed, you would think there's going to be the eventual singles match with Braun Breaker to get Reigns to that singles match with Seth Rollins. And I've also talked about kind of tying in the history and how if they were to have the match at WrestleMania 42, you could do it 1 year after Heyman screws over Reigns, screws over Punk at WrestleMania 41 in the exact same location in Las Vegas. So I think there's a lot of stuff you can work with there story-wise. And I think this is one too, where was this really ever the plan? Did they have the initial plan to go with this, or did this, stealing the shoes and the sneakers take off so much that they decided we got to run with it? I have to feel like, this was kind of something that they were looking at as an option. But remember, Reigns was not initially advertised for Clash in Paris.